In today's video, I'm sharing 10 powerful nutrition lessons that are worth bringing into the new year. These are a mix of insights from brand new research and lessons that I have learned personally and from working with many amazing clients this year. And the best part is that they are all super simple and practical. And if you can, try to stick around until lesson number 10. Trust me, you'll see. And if we haven't met before, I'm Maria and I'm a registered dietitian. Welcome to the channel. Now, this first one comes from a brand new published study in November 2024, and it reinforced a lot about meal timing and fasting and what everybody has been talking about all year. So to clarify for the record, you do not need to start intermittent fasting, or you do not need to start embarking on crazy fasting windows. But it is a good idea to give your body a 12-hour break every night. And this is particularly in terms of managing a healthy weight. So practically, what this means is that if you have dinner at 7 p.m, you wouldn't be having breakfast again the next morning until 7 a.m. And why, you might be wondering, is because this gives your body time to reset. And every time that you eat, you are triggering your digestive system and your gut. They need to start doing some work to break down the food that you've just eaten. And inside our gut, we have trillions of bacteria, otherwise more well known as our gut microbiome. And similarly to us, they have a circadian rhythm too, and they need sleep just as much as we do. So giving them a break and a rest is a good idea. And this is something I've been saying to my clients for years. And if you do this, you will definitely feel much better in terms of bloating and digestion too. So if you are somebody who snacks on the couch until 10 p.m. at night, and then you're waking up super early to go to work and having a very early breakfast, you really want to be pushing back on one. And similarly, instead of grazing and snacking all day long, it's better to try and eat balanced and satisfying meals that keep you full for 3 to 4 hours. Now, you can still snack. Snacking is not bad. But I do always find that my clients that prioritize having proper balanced meals do much better than the clients who end up snacking and grazing all day long. The overall quality of the diet tends to be so much better when you are sitting down and having proper balanced meals. And again, this is for someone who is trying to, in general, improve their health or maintain a healthy weight. This advice is not for somebody who is trying to gain weight, who is maybe struggling with disordered eating, or who is trying to recover their periods or get pregnant. And that brings me to point number 2, which is quite a female-focused learning, but important nonetheless for the circle of life to keep on going. More and more people are struggling to get pregnant. And I haven't gone into this too much on this channel yet, but I am a specialized fertility and a prenatal dietitian. So this is an area that I'm very, very passionate about. But as females, we spend the first 10 plus years of our reproductive life doing everything in our power to not get pregnant. But then when we do decide to make the switch, it's not always as easy as everyone might hope for, particularly as people now leave it a little bit longer these days. So my advice here is to take a really proactive approach to your reproductive health. I would say going as far as almost 2 years before you even think about trying to get pregnant, particularly if you're someone who thinks there might be a cause for concern. But a woman's period is like a 6th vital sign, and you can track ovulation far before you even begin trying to get pregnant. And this will give you a head start and more time to play with, just in case there does seem to be something wrong and you need a little bit more wiggle room to get things on the right track. And diet can play a huge role in making sure you're ovulating regularly and getting you ready to conceive. And in addition to this, pregnancy is no longer considered a 9-month journey. According to the Royal College of Midwives, the American College of Obstetricians and Gynecologists, it should now be considered a 12-month journey. Because those 3 months prior to conception, what you eat, your diet, your lifestyle, these can have a huge influence on the quality of both the egg and the sperm, and massively influence the health outcomes of both the mother and the baby. So if you are lucky enough to do so, let's take a proactive approach to this in 2025. And I'm definitely going to do more videos on this topic in the future, so make sure you're subscribed if this is something that is of interest to you. Now I'm going to pause here and ask that if you're enjoying the video so far, I would really appreciate it if you hit that red subscribe button below. And if you're looking for healthy recipe ideas, I would recommend following me over on Instagram. So in 2025, I would love for more people to focus on this predictor of health that not enough people are talking about. And no, I am not talking about how healthy your diet is or how much exercise you do. There is another key factor that strongly influences the health of both our bodies and our mind. And that is the strength of our relationships and our connections with others. Because here is the thing, loneliness is bad for your health, like really bad. And here's the thing, you can feel lonely in a room full of people, especially in today's world where technology often replaces meaningful connections. And research shows that meaningful connection is not just nice to have, it is essential to our health. In fact, loneliness has been found to be worse for your health than smoking. Crazy. And if this resonates with you, I would highly recommend checking out the book, The Good Life. I'll leave it linked below. But it dives into the findings from the Harvard study of adult development, which is the longest scientific study on happiness. And it explores what truly makes for a fulfilling and happy life. And spoiler alert, strong relationships are key. So one thing that I'm 100% bringing into 2025 is more calls with my parents, calls with my family, and date nights with my fiance. Not all New Year resolutions should be eating more fruit and vegetables and going to the gym. So in 2024, I started setting goals differently and in a way that really worked. I've literally gone from 0 to almost 10,000 YouTube subscribers. So this is something that I'm definitely going to be doing again in 2025. So what I did was I started following the 12-week year concept. For those who may not be familiar, it's all about breaking your year into 12-week chunks. So rather than setting year-long goals, you're setting quarterly goals instead. And it's a really good way to stay motivated and get things done. But what I will say is, although the 12-week year is an excellent tool, we do often overestimate how much we can achieve in 12 weeks and underestimate how much progress we can make in 1 year. So the goal is not to overexert yourself with extreme fitness or extreme diet routines in the first 12 weeks, only then to fall back into your old habits. Instead, the aim is to build sustainable long-term habits that will carry you forward for the long haul. And I have a whole video on this goal setting framework if you want to learn more. Number 5 is that you don't have to love your body, and it is okay to feel dissatisfied with your body at times. But you do need to always respect it. I am always promoting positive self-talk to my clients and to myself. But let's be real, we are all only human, and there are days where you wake up and you are just not feeling it. And there is no amount of happy affirmations that may be able to help you. And that is perfectly fine. But the thing is that you still need to treat your body with respect on those days. And until you learn to do that, it is going to be really, really hard to make lasting improvements to your health. If we are constantly beating ourselves up for things like missing a workout or eating something that you didn't intend to, this just becomes exhausting. And that is not a place where positive, sustainable change happens. So for example, if you wake up tomorrow and you feel really annoyed at yourself because all Christmas long you overate and you didn't exercise. So you tell yourself, okay, well, I'm going to skip breakfast today and I'm going to run 10 kilometers as punishment. That is not respecting your body. Your body still deserves food and nutrition every single day. So you need to get out of these negative cycles. You don't have to be body positive every single day, but negative cycles are draining, and in the end, they only fuel more negativity. And negative self-talk becomes toxic when it is the only fuel that you run off. So to keep your body in shape, whether you love it or not, you do need to respect it. Respect is the foundation, and when you do this, positive lifestyle change can follow. Your feelings are horrible at telling the truth. So if we all did everything that we said we would do, life would be a lot easier. So if you said, I'm going to go to the gym 4 times this week and I'm going to meal prep all my meals and eat them perfectly. And if you did it and you followed through, that'd be great. We would all be well on our way to achieving our goals. But what happens is as the week unfolds, for many of us, there are going to be days where we are just not feeling it. Maybe you had a long day at work or something just did not go to plan. So you skip the gym or you order a takeaway. And by the end of the week, you're left feeling disappointed because you didn't follow through with your intentions. Now, sometimes our feelings are valid. There are days where we are too tired to go to the gym. Things didn't work out the way we had hoped. But more often than not, when we push ourselves to see through our commitments, we do end up feeling so much better. And we're grateful that we did it in the end. And the marker of any high performance athlete or Olympian or any high achiever, they will all say it's about doing the work even when you don't feel like it. It's like me and YouTube. Half the time I don't want to film videos, I don't feel like it, but you still need to show up and do it. And you feel better in the end, and that's how you progress. So what I'm bringing into 2025 is my Sunday ritual, where I sit down and I plan out my ideal week. This is what I know the sane me wants to achieve. And then I use it as a guide as I progress through the week and I find myself procrastinating. And this simple act of reflection helps me cut through the excuses. I remind myself that the plan I made on Sunday, this reflects what I truly want. And it's not what my tired or distracted mind might be saying in that moment. So by checking in weekly, you align yourself with a life that sets you up to reach your goals, not with your fleeting feelings. Now, everything that you want is on the other side of the tracks. So if you have a goal and you write down your goal, you are more likely to achieve it. Now, if you have a goal and you write it down somewhere where you're going to see it every single day, you are even more likely again to achieve it. And if you're tracking, measuring, and reflecting on your progress, you are much more likely to reach your goals. And this is true for health and fitness as well. Now, you don't have to track every last calorie that you eat or weigh yourself every single day if you don't want to. But if you want to get a handle on how you're eating, tracking your food is helpful. If you want to lose weight, tracking your weight is helpful. If you want to gain muscle, tracking your workouts is helpful. You see where I'm going with this? And here is why. Because your brain, it has an automatic improvement switch. And this gets activated when you give it data. So the more you track, the more your brain pushes you towards improvement. Now, for a small group of people, tracking can become obsessive and it's not helpful. And it can negatively affect your relationship with food or fitness. But for more people, tracking can be a real game changer. As the saying goes, what gets measured gets managed. So in 2025, if you care enough about something, tracking it can help you stay focused, motivated, and on track to reaching your goals. Now, you need to stay on top of your health checks, even if you think you are the healthiest person in the world. I would consider myself to be super healthy, but this year I had a health scare with my smear test. Last year I had a health scare and I got diagnosed with hemochromatosis. So you might think that you are young and fit and there could be nothing at all wrong with you, but you still need to go for your health check. You should be going to see your doctor at least every year and getting your routine physical. And no matter how busy you are, you always need to prioritize your health. So please make sure in 2025 you do this, especially if you didn't do it this year. I'm looking at you. Now, another big learning from this year is that there is no right way to eat, only a way that is right for you. Whether that is intuitive eating or intermittent fasting or low carb or high protein, whatever it is, there is no one size fits all approach when it comes to nutrition. Yes, there are principles that are helpful for most people across the board. But I have had loads of clients reach success this year, and many of them have done strategies that are very different to each other. But what's common is that it worked for them, for their lifestyle and for their routines, and for them, the changes that they made were changes that they were able to sustain long term. Not to be looking at what other people are doing, but find a way of eating and exercising that feels good for you and your body. For some people, this is having a really big breakfast, and for some people, it's not having breakfast at all. Now, my favorite learning this year that has really seen me through all of my challenges is something that I wrote on my blackboard at the start of 2024. The words were, learn to rest, not quit. That's simple. And this is for all aspects of life, whether it is health and fitness goals, whether it is making YouTube videos and pushing yourself to start a YouTube channel, whether it is starting a business. A lot of these things can take a huge amount of work and they can really push you outside of your comfort zone. And there's many times where it feels so much easier to just give up. So I told myself on the days where I didn't feel like going to the gym, those were the days that I was just going to rest. I was going to take a break. And I kid you not, there was a whole 2-month period where I did not go to the gym. But learning how to pause, take a rest, and not just completely throw in the towel is a game changer, because consistency at the end of the day is the most important thing to get you towards any goal that you have. And me from 3 or 4 years ago would have started a YouTube channel and probably lasted about a month, and then I would have quit. But when you learn to stay consistent through the ups and the downs, when it doesn't feel like fun, that is where true growth and true change can be seen. And burnout is what happens when we go for too long without breaks. And rest days and self-care and downtime are just as important as workouts and meal plans. Resting is not quitting. Sometimes you need to take a break and recharge for the long game. So which of these lessons are you most excited to bring into 2025 with you? Let me know in the comments below, or if there's anything else you want more help with. That's what I'm here for. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to check out the video about setting those 12-week year goals. As always, thank you very much for watching, and thank you so much for your support all year. It really means more to me than you will ever know. Stay happy and stay healthy, and I will see you again next week. Thanks for watching.